Welcome back, all you crazy people, to our Cartoon Conversation podcast, where we talk about absolutely nothing important, but you still listen to us regardless of that. Then we thank you for it. You guys are awesome. Way to go. Yeah.
Hi, Jeff.
Once again, Jeff, the only guy that fucking watches this. Whether or not your name is Jeff, and whether or not you're actually male, that's to be determined, but for now, that is who you are.
I always thought Jeff was more of a state of mind.
A state of mind. Jeff is a philosophical venture. He's not actually a person. He is what we assume humanity chooses to be. There you go. The real talk.
Go out and be Jeff.
Cartoon geek. Be the best Jeff you can be.
Even if you're a John. Or a Jessica.
Okay, good. Fantastic.
But we don't appreciate people whose names don't start with J. They can go to hell.
Oh, yeah, okay, sure. Thanks, Jordan. So back to the real reason why we're here. The cartoon shit. We watched today's episode being Epilogue. That's what it's called, right?
Yep, Epilogue.
Epilogue.
Which I think... I didn't see anything about it online, but I have to imagine they thought this was the end of the show. That they weren't getting a season 3. I'll do another sweep on Google to check that out for you in the next episode. I'll report back, but I got to imagine they thought this was the end of the show.
Right, being that it was named Epilogue and being the fact that everything came together in this one ending. Like, absolutely everything. Episodes were constantly referenced. Characters were absolutely, what's the word?
Were given their final arc. Everything was very nice. It was tied together.
They squared away any problems they had with relationships and Hawk Girl and God, what's her name?
Hawk Girl and
I am so mindless right now.
Wonder Woman.
No.
Hawk Amanda
Girl,
Waller.
No, not Amanda Waller. The other girl that was with Jon Stewart.
Vixen.
Yeah, Vixen.
Yeah,
that's her name.
Vixen, yeah.
Oh, it's Vixen? I totally forgot. I thought it was like Savannah.
Okay, it's Vixen.
Right, whatever.
Continue. Vixen wasn't in this episode.
So Savannah Hyman. Well, no, I'm just saying, everything ended.
Yeah.
Everything was, their relationship was fixed. We had the thing with Jon Stewart was good. Wonder Woman went off and she fought fucking Hades and worked with her mother. Green Arrow came in and finalized the Justice League. And we had two of the biggest bad guys team up and then in one moment get just completely shut down, which in one of the best scenes in all creation. And like then we have this episode titled Epilogue to come in. Yeah, it kind of seems like this was it.
I think this was supposed to be it, but I'm quite glad we got season 3.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
I remember the plot to season 3 now.
Season 3 was still fantastic.
Season 3 is very good. And I like how in Season 3 they deal with the consequences of the last episode. That it's not everything was hunky-dory. Luthor is never the same person again. And the character development that we see in this episode goes forward.
I kind of would disagree about that Luthor not being the same person.
He's still a bad guy, but he's a different person.
He's now
changed by this.
We see later on if we ever go into Season 3... he does change a bit, but he still is, conniving evil ways.
I would love to see a good Luthor. Like one who honestly learned from his mistakes. Like in All-Star Superman or Superman Red Sun.
What was his evil plan, Jordan? To double the revenue of all of America?
Step 1 of his evil plan was to double the GDP of the U.S. economy twice in 6 months.
Bastard! How could he?
My thing is, I missed step 1. Can we do it again?
Yeah. I really enjoy all this surplus we have. Let's try to go for more.
So continuing on, our big question is: so Terry McGinnis, who's the hero of Batman Beyond,
right?
Is the main character of this story.
Yes.
So we're asking: should this be part of Justice League Unlimited, or should it be part of Batman Beyond?
Or should this have been at the ending of the 3rd season instead? If you think about it.
Alright.
If they had known that this was going to happen, let's put aside that this was where they thought it was going to end, and then they got another season. Let's put that aside and say like they put this here intentionally. Regardless of that, we did see a little bit of Batman Beyond, so it's not as if you have been watching the entire thing, it's not as if that these are new characters to you. You knew Batman Beyond existed. You knew about the certain people. So regardless, this didn't come out of nowhere. But it is a bit of an interesting kind of thing to have where, why do we have a Batman Beyond story being told at the end of Justice League Unlimited?
I mean, we have had other superhero stories. That's kind of the raison d'etre of this show.
I'm sorry, Jordan, I don't speak non-American.
In Latin, the reason for existing.
That's
raison d'etre, it's a French thing.
Well, not me.
I said Latin the first time, but it's French. So, it's the reason for existing. You're showing these new superheroes. So, you can do that. But let's get into the breakdown, and we'll discuss it as we break down the episode.
You know, I kind of wish we had, like, not unironically, one of those speaker systems in, like, a radio show where you, like, push a button and you have some obnoxious voiceover thing come out. So, like,
we have cell phones.
Let's go to our breakdown. Breakdown. And, like, that happens in the back of the podcast.
Dude, Alec, there's totally an app for that.
Yes, let's do it! You know, when we become...
Maybe next time.
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay.
After I forget to do that, too. Onwards! So the start of the epilogue.
Yes. So, we open on a colonial-style house. We get a text 65
hold on.
years later.
Hold on a second. Just like, the difference between you and me, you were like, colonial-style house, and I'm like, that's a big house. Right there. Carry on. I'm just saying.
Okay. It's a mansion.
Yes.
It's a colonial-style mansion.
Big
Continuing on. Armed guards surround the house as
a shadowy figure takes them out one by one. And
Yep.
we wonder who it is, but we do see, right, we see the...
it's Terry McGinnis.
The Batarang getting thrown.
Yeah, it's Terry McGinnis. He has some of his Batman accoutrement, but he's not in a bat suit, and he's not using the jet boots or anything like that.
Yeah, he is literally just out in the open wearing some kind of, you know...
He's got a trench coat on.
This is the dress I go out when I troll around the town. Looking for chicks.
So then he disables the security cameraman and makes his way to a shadowy office.
Disables. Breaks his leg.
He violently disables, perhaps. In the office, Amanda Waller turns on the light and starts at Terry McGinnis. And she just shocks Terry McGinnis, which is fantastic, because even as a 95-year-old woman, Amanda Waller still gets the drop on Batman. It's fantastic.
Amanda Waller is so crusty and old looking right now. She looks like
she's not that crusty, don't she? She's pretty good for like a 95-year-old woman.
For a 95-year-old woman, yeah. And oh my God, she doesn't look a day past 83.
I'd say she looks more like she's in her mid-70s. Continuing on. Continuing on. She tells Batman she knows why he's there. And now we get to credits. Even
when all it is an old woman talking to an older Jerry Maguire? Tobey Maguire? What is it?
Terry McGinnis, dude.
Terry McGinnis? Did I just I brain farted? Even though it's an old woman talking to, secondhand Batman.
Every moment between Amanda Waller and Batman is gold.
This intro is still making it seem like it's going to be some incredible fight. I mean, it is kind of like a back and forth of the minds, but,
There isn't too much action, but I don't really mind for some reason. Alright, so, as we come out of the credits, Terry McGinnis imagines, I actually had to look it up, it's in black and white, so I thought it was a flashback.
Right.
But it's actually the Dwayne McDuffie who wrote this, and most of this really awesome show. He said it's imagination, none of that happened.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
No. The episode happened. But
no, I know what you mean. The black and white part.
the black and white scenes, they didn't happen. That's Terry wishing he could do that. You know when you're angry?
Or Terry imagining that it happened.
Yeah. Terry's imagining what would happen. Like, you know when you're angry at someone, you imagine confronting them?
Oh, yeah.
And they're guilty, and you prove it, and then they're ashamed of themselves. It's like that. So, this is Terry's fantasy. Okay.
It is an honor.
So, he yells, basically in his fantasy, he yells at Batman. Batman says, I did what was best for Gotham. The mission is all that matters.
Right.
And he yells at him and even goes too far, which is a little weird considering it's his fantasy. Just, cut that part out, dude.
Right.
You have automatic editing.
Exactly.
But I guess Terry
You have automatic editing of your own brain.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That was a little strange. So, he confronts Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is unrepentant, let's say.
Yeah.
Then
oh my god,
he throws Robin, Batgirl, and Catwoman at Bruce Wayne. And even he knows that's too far.
Yeah.
This is a dark world still. It's kind of cool.
But can we also just talk about the fact that Bruce Wayne is terrifying to look at? He did not age well.
Oh. He doesn't look a day he doesn't look a day under 107.
Yeah.
If Amanda Waller doesn't look like a day over 73.
Yeah. He looks like he could be shooting for at least like 300. He has these intense black eyes. Oh, well, no, black spots under his eyes. He's got like a scar crossing his forehead. He's wrinkly and crusty and old. And Amanda Waller kind of looks like a derpy clown.
She looks like an older lady who's aged very dignified.
Regardless of how well she's aged, her mind is still like a freaking knife.
Her mind is as sharp as a knife.
Yes. Oh, God.
It's fantastic to watch her talk.
She is running loops around. What?
Terry McGinnis is a smart boy.
Oh, yeah, no,
he is no match for Bruce Wayne.
Or Amanda Waller.
He's not in that league. He's a nice boy.
Yeah.
But he's not in that league. We talked on an earlier podcast about what's going to happen to Terry when Batman becomes a blessed memory. And I think we determined that he would have to lean on the Justice League a little bit more to do a lot of that grunt work. Or he'd need to find like an oracle of his own.
That's true.
So
Batman is only human. And it has to be.
Yeah. So it would be interesting to see that. There was a show, the one thing in the DCAU I haven't watched. It's the one with the assassin who tries to be a good person. That was a spin-off of Batman Beyond, the Xeno Project or something like that.
I'm blanking.
Doesn't matter. In that they might have gone. They might have gone into it. I don't know.
Can't be. Assassins are all assholes.
So continuing on. So after the let's call it his fantasy, Amanda Waller offers him tea. He wants answers though.
Oh my god, this scene.
Yeah, this scene's pretty fantastic. She goes, "Do you want tea?" I want tea.
Yeah.
Green tea's really good for you. It's got all sort of antioxidants, and he's just like, I want to know the truth. Well, I'm gonna give you a cup of tea.
Yeah, well, here's a cup of tea. I want answers, woman. Well, here's some chamomile tea.
It's green tea.
Oh yeah.
So continuing on,
very much
so he slaps it out of his hands, and she's like,
wait, we totally forgot to skip over the part where...
No, that's later.
No, it's right here.
You skipped ahead, Elliot.
No, I didn't. See? Well, she calls him good looking.
Why are superhero?
Bam. Amanda Waller in this... Okay, going back to the fact that her mind is as sharp as a knife, I'm so sorry, but like I have to bring this up. She literally breaks down so many tropes and like comical inside jokes in this episode. Not even just her speech with Terry McGinnis. It's she talks about, why do all superheroes look so great? And, you know, like, I have all these pills and I have no idea what they do and all that crap.
Oh, yeah,
Old
Alzheimer's.
age. Yeah, the Alzheimer's one. She's like, what does this pill do? I can't remember. Oh, wait, it's for Alzheimer's. Good. That's clearly working, right?
It's good that she has a sense of humor in her old age.
Yeah.
So, also, you know, good for her. You don't see many strong black women on television
This is true.
who are likable, well-developed characters.
Right.
Normally,
What's that new show? I don't think you watch it. I don't really watch it. Empire, I think. I've heard nothing
Empire. Yeah, it's
nothing but good things about it.
it's supposed to be a really good show. It's an adaptation of King Lear, from what I understand. I wish I knew
Yeah.
more about it. It seems like a really good show. I just don't have any time.
Yeah, I
So.
didn't really watch any of those kind of shows. I'm more of a weeb trash, but you know, it doesn't matter.
Okay. So, it's probably much better than the shows I actually do watch. But continuing on, she wisecracks and she's super grandmotherly about superheroes. She's so cool.
I wish she was my grandma.
So, and then we get another
Flashback.
fantasy by Terry McGinnis. He breaks up with his longtime girlfriend, Dana, who they're really sweet together,
Oh, they're so
because he's
cute.
worried about his
There's
enemies.
a little Asian cut.
She's not into that.
yeah, very
Beautiful
much
music plays and then as he comes out of it, and Amanda Waller bemoans the loss of her cup.
So. Oh my god.
It was real china,
Oh
not the synthetic stuff they make now. And her mother gave it to her.
Oh my god, it was part of a set.
And she-
it's the sentence ruined, and Terry's the
Terry's the whole time,
background.
he's having a whole different conversation. He's like, can I ever accept Batman's shadow?
Yeah,
Is there any way to avoid becoming the Dark Knight? And they're having these two completely separate conversations. They're both taking it so seriously,
He's like delving.
and they're standing a foot away
He's,
from each
he's
other.
delving deep into his like inner soul and turmoil, and Amanda was like, "Man, I really liked that cup," you know?
Yeah.
That was my favorite cup.
It's just not the same if it isn't a whole set.
Oh my god. But like, you know, in a way, I guess you could say that this was something of a metaphor for this. Regardless of how you string it, it could be the fact that Amanda Waller is telling him that none of that really matters, you know? You don't have to worry about Batman's shadow. You don't have to worry about resolving your issues with this kind of thing. Just be the person that you want to be, being a hero. Either that, or it also...
I think that's where the episode eventually comes down.
Right. It's just doing what you do. Don't worry about how people see you or the other people that
Amanda
come...
Waller certainly never did.
Oh, she didn't give a shit at all.
Amanda Waller don't play no games.
Oh, god damn.
She
no.
just runs over her enemies.
Right. She could also kind of been talking because she said that it's useless without the set. You know, because of the one is gone, the set itself is ruined. So she could have been talking about how, you know, they need you. They need you. You know, if you're gone, if you stop being Batman, or if you stop being Terry McGinnis as well, everything falls apart. And it's just you're a small piece, but you're a major player in the fact that if this small piece is taken away, the whole thing falls.
Yep.
That could also be the metaphor. Symbolism.
Yes.
Onwards.
Onwards and upwards. So now we get Terry's third fantasy,
Yes.
where he assists the Justice League in fighting the Iniquity Squad, which is Clayface, Ink, and Stalker.
Stalker.
Yeah, sorry, the Iniquity Collective, I meant to say.
What a bunch of...
So they have them on the ropes, but Batman comes in, punches the guy, and defeats the final Iniquity Collective member.
Yeah, way to go using those
And
superpowers.
then he quits the Justice League, saying Batman is dead. And the JLU is overdramatic and so sad about it.
Comes in, punches a dude in the face, and says, "I'm out."
Yeah, you kind of realize how self-centered
Yeah,
Terry's being with this one right now,
Yeah.
you know, like... You could see him saying that to his girlfriend because of how much danger he actually is putting into him. And you can see Bruce Wayne being, it's all about the mission.
Alright.
But this is where you go, really? Green Lantern's like, no, I'm nothing without Batman.
Yeah.
No.
He's kind of like freaking out
Green
about
Lantern
that.
has self-respect. I'm sorry.
Well, the Green Lantern over there, they're all very young in that regard.
They're all young. It must be a lot of fun to be in the Justice League. They're all like kind of around the same age. And
They're all like
they're young and they're just
they're young and energetic
and
they're preppy and they got spunk and Batman and has issues.
And then you got Superman as your mentor.
Right.
It's
an older Superman.
Yeah, and you got this gray old Superman who's got stories about the good old days. It must be so much fun. That must be one of the most fun Justice Leagues. Except for the Super Buddies, obviously.
It's like the Super Buddies?
Yes. They were a parody of the Justice League with Booster Gold, Blue Beetle, Wonder Girl, a couple others.
Super Buddies?
Yeah.
And Booster Gold was in it?
Yes.
Oh,
it was really funny. It was a funny comic. Continuing on.
The Super Buddies.
So, then, we find out how he knew it as the little robot cleans up the cup.
Yes.
Nice, we had that subplot.
Yeah, this little futuristic Roomba over here.
Yes. It pretty much is just a futuristic Roomba.
Yeah.
So I loved that subplot, but it's over now.
The subplot of the Roomba?
No, the subplot of the teacup.
Oh, right. Yes, of course.
So Amanda Waller asked him, I found out Bruce Wayne needed a tissue for...
Oh, found out what?
To
we
clone
didn't
him
exactly say what happened.
A new kidney. And their DNA was a match.
Right.
Then we get another Terry McGinnis special where he confronts Batman about the cloning. I meant to say Bruce Wayne, sorry. Yes. The former Batman.
Former Batman. Angry old man Bruce Wayne.
The artist formerly known as Batman.
The artist formerly known... what did Prince...
May he be a blessed memory.
Right. I have to say that, yeah. He made his thing into like a symbol.
Yes.
Like
he changed it back.
Yeah.
So, continuing on.
He's dead.
So, he doesn't... He confronts about the cloning. He knows the odds. Bruce Wayne just apparently knows the odds of them being a match off the top of his head, and they're not really that great. They're 1 to 111. That can happen.
Yeah. It was more of just like Bruce Wayne understanding the odds of any kind of kidney tissue matching. But the whole thing is that we are suddenly experiencing Terry being confused as to whether or not his entire family cycle is a lie.
Yep.
He currently believes that Bruce Banner, in his infinite wisdom as Batman, decided that he needed an heir and he was unable to do so, so he had himself either cloned, somehow mysteriously injected his DNA into Terry, and had, everything wrapped together in a nice little package and make Terry Batman. Regardless... We're asking of how this happened, where Terry is related to Bruce Wayne.
Yep, and we kind of get Terry's conscience here as Bruce Wayne with these, how would I have that technology? It's like, it's been illegal for 40 years, and then Terry says...
Yeah, that Cadmus...
that didn't stop the Joker, you could have gotten it from Cadmus, and...
Oh, yeah.
He gives a long speech about how great of a man his father was, which, admittedly, his father does seem like a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, he's pretty chill, man.
But...
Yeah, dude's pretty chill.
But that's interesting. So it was interesting, and they reference some things, like when the movie Polar or something, what is it? The Mr. Freeze movie? They reference that?
Yeah.
The one where Mr. Freeze has the polar bears.
Yeah. I really liked that movie.
I did not like that movie.
Even though everyone else doesn't like that movie. I thought it was a cute movie.
Most people I thought liked that movie.
Oh, no.
I just happen to not like it.
I think most people didn't like it.
Put it in the comments. Do you like that movie?
Yeah, or do you even know what movie we're talking about? Here, let me go look up the movie real quick while you continue onwards with your shit.
So it's a nice bit of DCAU continuity.
Continuity.
Terry calls him arrogant, whatever.
Oh my god.
This is...
Yes?
Clearly Terry is over a line here. This is wrong even in fantasy. And in the end, Bruce Wayne says what I think Terry knows on some level.
What?
That it's a good thing that it happened because the world needs a Batman.
Right. And then we see such a terrifying little moment where Bruce Wayne is trying to... He's like having a heart attack because he's so old at this point. And he's trying to open a pill bottle and he just fucks around with it and he can't do it. All while he's saying it's an honor to be Batman.
Yeah.
And he's dying.
And as he's having that heart attack and he can't get to his pills, Terry walks away. Which even he must know is wrong.
Sub-Zero. Batman and Mr. Freeze, Sub-Zero.
Yep, that's what it is.
Kevin Conroy.
So, Then we cut to, and Amanda Waller has her pills. There's a cute moment where she's naming the pills, and she can't remember the one for Alzheimer's, which is a nice joke. Because clearly Amanda Waller hasn't lost her sense of humor. Because we can see how sharp she is. She's not the... She might feel the Alzheimer in the future, but right now she's still sharp.
Huh. Apparently it actually did fairly well.
Yeah, I think people like it.
Sub-Zero. Oh.
Most of my friends like it.
Oh, I just heard a lot of people saying that they didn't like it. I guess mainly back in the day it was more of approved.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Amanda Waller... Terry wants to get to the point, though. Amanda Waller says that Bruce Wayne knows the truth, but Terry doesn't trust him. Amanda Waller says, then you don't know Bruce Wayne. Alright, so Terry wants to get to the point. Amanda Waller says Bruce Wayne knows his truth.
Yes.
But Terry still doesn't trust Batman.
Right.
Amanda Waller says, then you don't know Bruce Wayne. He tells the story of the third or fourth Royal Flush Gang. She can't remember.
Right.
It's been so long ago.
There's so many Royal Flush Gangs that, who gives a crap at this point. And my favorite... I
love how terrifying supervillains to Amanda Waller are just like, it's like the third or the fourth, whatever.
How many years of darkness will come about if this supervillain wins? Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's like Jellin Showdown at this point. Do you remember the Jellin Showdown? I think it was the one where their little dragon pet had been possessed by a demon or something. Or this was just what happened to him. And if he succeeded, it would have been 1,000 years of darkness. And they're like, really? It was like, well, it's 924, but it's the same thing really at this point. So good. Regardless, so this new Royal Flush Gang.
So the JLU fights the Royal Flush Gang. It's actually a pretty good fight. I very much enjoyed the action animation.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, sorry?
I just remembered one of the Royal Flush Gang members. They always have the weirdest powers, and they always have their whether or not they're good or whether or not they are useful is really varied. Like one of the women's powers in this one was she just had
10 had the hair.
Yeah,
but she was 10.
Right, so she wasn't as strong. But one of their powers, and I think it was 10 again, or the Joker, in another one, where it was the Justice League fighting them, his ability was that he couldn't feel pain. But he was fighting Superman. So, regardless of whether or not you're feeling the pain of him...
When your bones are dust, it's hard to stand.
Him, concussive blasting your organs into dust, I don't think that really matters.
Well, it helped him a little bit in the beginning.
Yes. And then,
like the Captain Atom Superman fight. Everyone knew Captain Atom didn't have a chance.
Oh, yeah.
But he got a couple hits in because he had the little red sun radiation trick.
Right. This is true.
But in the end... Superman was gonna win.
Yeah, because he's...
I know that, you know that. I gotta imagine on some level Captain Atom knew that. So...
That's a conversation for another day.
Yep.
Again.
So... the Justice League wins, but Ace is still out there.
Yes.
Cadmus has the tech to shut her down.
Alright.
Because she's dangerous, her hallucinations are becoming reality, and upon her death, she could kill everyone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So Cadmus
Kinda dangerous.
Cadmus has the thankful little Deus Ex Machina button that'll solve everything, and Batman says, I'm gonna be the one to use it. I know Ace. She's the only one that'll let me go near her.
Hawkgirl actually reaches for it too, which is kind of cool. I like how quick Hawkgirl's on the draw. On the last one, she was the one who reached into the scary portal and grabbed...
Right, yeah,
and grabbed
true.
Wally. She's got a boldness to her that delights me.
I feel like she was the one to do that when grabbing Wally was because of the fact that her and the Flash have a connection. They have a little relation.
I guess he was the first one.
It's like a little brother, big sister kind of thing going on.
Yeah, it's really sweet how he tries to help her.
Yeah.
Or
she tries to help him, As we see the third season, remember? I've heard she's Brazilian. Remember that one? Huh? Lesbian jokes? Huh? Yeah, whatever, continue.
Okay, continuing on. So,
ignoring that one.
So yes, Batman takes the Cadmus tech, and he goes in, following the yellow brick road, which was a nice touch.
Oh, right. Yeah.
No silver shoes or ruby slippers, though. So, that's a shame. But he walks into ominous music.
Yeah.
The brambles part to give way, but they close behind him as Hawkgirl and the rest of the Justice League tries to get there.
Yes.
You think the Flash could run in, but I guess that's a different
I
story.
don't think he was there.
Oh, you're right, he wasn't.
Yeah, it was just actually someone who was running fast with the Red Tornado.
Yep.
It was interesting to see. We had a lot of characters here that weren't of the normal...
Original 7, yeah.
Yeah. We had the Red Tornado, that Moon chick, and then we had Stargirl.
Yep.
Which was interesting, because, like, why?
I mean, it was just an away team. I guess they just grabbed the people...
An away team, yeah.
Yeah. I know that's a bit more of a Star Trek reference, but, you know, it's just... That's who John sent.
Yeah, right.
John, I should say.
That makes sense. And then there's...
So...
And
the music here is particularly fantastic, and it gives it a real fairy tale feel, along with the really great animation.
Right.
It's very nice, very well done.
Right. This is where we get back into the more emotional section of this episode, which is by far the most emotional episode out of every single one that has occurred so far.
I don't know, Wake the Dead.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say Wake the Dead had it more in the very end, while this was all the way through. You had Amanda Waller and Terry talking. You had Batman in his theoretical visions. You had him discussing things about Amanda Waller saying that she was going to freaking have his parents murdered.
Yeah.
It's very emotional. And then this
He takes that in stride pretty well.
Oh yeah, it's like, I almost had your parents killed. And then this scene with Ace. The scene with Ace where he literally talks about staying with... Yeah! This is a really dark moment. This is a really deep moment. For a kid's show.
And...
For a kid's show. We're talking about accepting death. How fucked up is that?
It's not fucked up. It's a very nice message.
I'm not like I don't mean fucked up as in like oh my god, could they do that? But it's like, holy shit, you know? This is really deep for a kid's show.
So
that's insane.
So Batman enters the castle.
Right.
And he goes to this beautiful playground in a park, which is what I imagine kids assume is in a castle.
Yeah, in a castle. A swing set.
Instead of horrible, drafty corridors.
Yeah.
So continuing on.
Massive.
He enters the castle. There's a playground inside for some reason. And Ace is angry about the whole Cadmus stealing her childhood and the Royal Flush Gang abandoning her. But really, she's just a kid scared of death.
Right.
And Batman comforts her beautifully.
Yeah,
it's such a great scene. It shows everything that's the best about this Batman.
My favorite thing is that it's not even him convincing her.
Yeah.
It was almost entirely her talking.
Yeah.
He says maybe 2 or 3 words about how he wasn't going to do it, and he's just going to sit with her because she can read his mind, and she's just voicing out, you know, her opinion and his opinion because that's what she does in this situation. That's with all this power and with all this, I guess, being a child who has very little need for it.
Yeah.
And she's just sitting there saying, you know, you're not going to do that because you're better than that, or you're not going to do that.
And it goes into the Batman doesn't kill.
Yeah.
Because Batman's above killing.
Right.
He always finds another way.
I think that,
and that's a line he doesn't cross.
Right.
And it once again shows how that's the best way.
Right.
And I really wish I could show Zack Snyder that scene.
No, Batman's using guns in the next one.
He's using guns in this one. Continuing on. I wish we'd get a little bit more of this softer Batman.
No, we do. Remember in the 3rd season?
No. I mean in the movies.
The softer. Oh, in movie. Okay. Yeah.
Instead of,
you know,
I'm Batman. More of, I'm Batman.
Sheds a single tear. I'm Batman.
Yeah.
Just like whispering. Linkin Park in the background. Crawling in! I'm Batman! Or in the Lego movie. You're on Lego movie. Yeah. Darkness! No parents!
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So.
Carrying on from whatever the hell that was.
So yes, Batman saves everyone in the surrounding area's lives with his kindness.
Right.
Which in many ways is his greatest weapon. It is.
I don't know.
Considering the trauma he's been through,
I think it might
the
have
fact that he still has a strong moral compass is impressive.
I think it's impressive, but I don't think it's his greatest weapon. He does have like a nuke in his basement somewhere, you know.
I'd say his strongest weapon. Continuing on,
Okay.
it's a really beautiful moral the way I said it. So we're going with it.
I would like to actually jump in here for a second and talk about the fact that Batman, they were just told that she had almost no control of her powers and that an aneurysm that was uncontrolled by her might have caused the devastation and destruction of thousands of lives. And yet he didn't, kill her. He let her just kind of die, slowly.
Well, he let her die at peace after having undid all her work.
Yes, but the thing was, they had discussed how she wasn't able to really control whether or not that happened. Hold on.
Okay.
We talked about, though, later on, Amanda Waller says that it's not Earl, kind of Terry instigates saying, whether or not this was something he knew or something he was doing out of kindness because he knew that she wouldn't have, killed everyone in that way, so that he didn't have to use the weapon. Amanda Waller then agrees in saying that he was always 2 steps ahead, so he could have understood already that this was a way to stop everything.
Yep.
To be kind to her. So it was like a failsafe in the sense that he knew if he was kind to her, it would have worked, but it was also a way to give her a nice, peaceful death.
Yep.
So this was a combination of kindness and a combination of being smart.
So he sits with her as she dies.
Yeah.
He saves lives.
Comes back, holding her
And 2 people
body.
who never had a childhood comfort each other in Ace's last moments.
Oh my God!
We see the world reset to normal, and Batman walks out, cradling her lifeless body, sorrowful an expression as any mourner there ever was. As he walks into the world, the world morphs back into reality. Amanda Waller's narration tells us
Get this man an Oscar.
how great Batman was.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the scene fades back to modern day.
Mm-hmm.
Terry says, well, Batman planned it out.
Yeah.
Just like his paternity. He, quote-unquote, never had a chance. Amanda Waller says that Bruce Wayne didn't do it.
Yes.
She did it.
She did it. Bum,
Because
bum,
the world
bum.
needed a Batman.
There
which
you
I think
go.
on some level Terry knew. And that's why in his fantasy, that's what Bruce said to him.
Wait, what? He knew that she did it, or
No.
he knew that?
Well,
The
I
world
think he
needed
might have
that.
guessed that she did it because he's in her house. But,
Yeah, he is.
but on some level he knew that it was a good thing.
Yeah, why is
That the world need a Batman. He's in there because he knows the only way to do it would be Cadmus technology.
Right, and that she was the fucking
So.
for kid.
She tells...
She has guards.
He tells how they used to be enemies. Which is kind of funny after a whole 2 seasons of her being the, in many ways, main villain.
Right.
Terry can't imagine a world where she and Batman are enemies. It's
Right.
funny, yeah. So, it's funny, you do this stuff in the next generation. They just don't pay attention.
She's
very rude.
She's just like what?
I was kidding around. I said the next generation, they don't learn their history. It's very rude.
I imagine she's a lot like seeing a Democrat and a Republican argue, but they're still good friends in the way. They both just they have different values, they have different ideologies on how the world should be run and how things should work, but they're still good people to an end. Amanda Waller was doing what she had to do to stop the world from what she believed were massive superpowers that were going to end it. But she's still a good person in the end.
Yeah. She's such a great character. So,
And she knew who Batman was from the very beginning.
so she also reveals that she was the government liaison to the Justice League.
Liaison.
Which is such a cool role for her.
I love that word.
It was really sweet. She says she met a lot of great people, but Batman was the best.
Yeah.
And how much it meant to have a human up there with all the supers. She was also saw, though, that he was getting older.
Yeah.
So she used her Cadmus creations for Project Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Title drop.
Right there. They did the thing where they put the title on the thing.
Yeah. So, and they created Terry. They found a couple matching the psychological profile of Thomas and Martha Wayne, which, by the way, we need an aside here.
Mm-hmm.
So if they matched the psychological profile of Thomas and Martha Wayne, and they got divorced, did that mean Thomas and Martha Wayne weren't happy together?
Right, would have eventually had a divorce.
Well, it was a little early for a divorce. I always imagined Batman was 8 in like the 70s because this is an older Batman.
Right. Yeah.
So in 2005, I imagined he was like 35, 40. And that he'd been Batman for a while.
I just it's more of like a questioning of what happened in the future.
Maybe he's more like 30.
I don't know. Whatever. Regardless.
Doesn't matter. So back when Batman's parents were alive, there wasn't so much divorce. So.
Well, there wasn't so much divorce because of the fact that it was like marriage and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a totally different time.
So she used her Cadmus connections to create Terry. Apparently, Thomas and Martha Wayne were going to get divorced.
Yeah, okay. So what happened was she used her connections to have the father have a flu shot. I'm using air quotes here, but you can't see because it's a podcast. And they injected him with a nanotechnical fiber thing, which rewrote his Ghibli bits to be an exact copy of Bruce Wayne's.
So Terry is actually not a clone, but the son of Bruce Wayne and his mother.
The legitimate son.
So that's
just like
that's a blow. But in the end, it's still probably for the best.
Yeah.
So then the second part of the plan was to kill the parents.
Which is just like, holy shit.
Which is where you get into questionable ethical territory. And it's really cool. They have the assassin.
There's some morality
there. Batman's ex-girlfriend from Mask of the Phantasm.
Which was insane.
It's nice how they connect the whole DCAU so well.
Right.
Everything is really tied together in this episode. Since this is the last show in the DCAU, and they knew it was coming to an end after this show.
Right.
And this is the grand finale of what is in effect the grand finale of the DCAU.
The big payoff.
Yeah. It's nice that they tied it together, that there's all these references. I really appreciate that.
Right.
So
it's really I think it's so impressive. What happened to her in the end when they had the Mask of the Phantasm? I think she like disappears with the Joker, right?
Yeah. She disappears trying to kill the Joker. Batman convinces her not to kill him, but she's a bit shattered by it. She can't go on, and she goes away, and Bruce Wayne is just heartbroken, so he devotes all his energy to being Batman.
To Batmaning.
Yep.
To Batmaning really hard.
But she doesn't do it.
No.
Also, the middle-aged Amanda Waller is such a cool design.
Yeah.
We see the starting to gray.
Yeah.
She's got her hair starting to thin.
She's got the
more
bun.
like
defined
She's so
features.
she's still in the power suit
weight,
though. She lost a little weight.
Yeah. Good for her.
Good for her. That's how she stayed so fit. Doesn't look a day over 73.
Oh yeah, there we go.
So continuing on. So Terry McGinnis is bitter about the whole dad's murder thing.
Yeah, you
As
plotted
you know,
to kill my
most
parents.
people tend to be. Amanda Waller then talks about her deep religious beliefs, which we had a disagreement on. You can go first. You go first.
Amanda Waller comes in and starts talking about how religion kind of helped her cope with a lot of the things. And I feel like instead of helping her cope, it really felt like she had devoted herself to it. Because she smiles in a weird giddy manner, and she
not weird.
It was weird. It was very un-Amanda Waller-like.
It wasn't.
It was.
It so fit her character.
Oh,
Okay.
it did not.
Sorry, I'll let you finish. I'm sorry.
Her character is calculated. It does not take risks. It is very thorough and what's the word for it?
Scientific?
It's not scientific, but it's not like hypothesizing. It's not, what could be, what will be. It's very understanding of how the world works. So I wouldn't really see her coping with religion. That's kind of like her saying she's let go. She's let go of working with superheroes. She's let go of dealing with all this crap. It's something that I would understand her doing in an old age kind of thing. But I don't really like it.
She is old.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Well, no, I'm saying I understand it. I don't like it, though.
I thought that she was always religious, to be honest.
I don't feel like she was.
I love when religion and superheroes or any fantasy or science fiction world come together. I think it's the most fascinating thing.
Right.
I'm personally religious, and
we're Jewish, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah. She talks about Christianity.
She's talking about Christianity, but
which
it's okay.
Is fine.
Because I think the concept of religion in that world is fascinating.
It is, yeah.
And I think it gives her a softness, and it helps us understand her character and where she was coming from, that she was this fire and brimstone, but she always cared about people. And the religion helped her see her sins and make her a better person. And so she embraced that because she was wise enough to see what made her better.
I don't know. I
feel like it's I thought it gave her the wisdom of age to have that religious humility, that she had the brains. She always had the brains. She always had the courage, but she needed religion for the humility.
I feel like it made her lesser. I feel like it made her lesser because
it made her humble, which
talked
exalts
about,
her.
I guess so. The way you can word it is different for each person based on opinions and how you see it. But I feel like because the way she talked about it, she said, God works in mysterious ways, and she was comforted by the book. It was her saying that she's put it into someone else's hands.
It's not putting it into someone else's hands. It's more of a stoic philosophy where you say what's going to happen is going to happen. What defines a man or woman is how you deal with it.
I don't feel like that's what she was, though. What's going to happen is going to happen. And she's like, what's going to happen isn't going to happen because I'm going to stop it. Because I'm Amanda Waller. I can blackmail the president. I can blackmail Bruce Wayne. I work with Lex Luthor on this shit. I have a fiery laser cannon that can...
still... With all her brilliance, with all her connections, things spiraled out of control.
And she succumbs to God.
She doesn't succumb to God.
Hey.
She embraces God and gains the benefit of religion. Okay. So.
Angry, agitated grumbles.
Yes.
Carrying on.
So I thought this really added depth to the character. I thought it was beautiful. Obviously, there was a difference there. So, I think she fits religious fervor, though. She goes too far because she believes she's right. And that's, in many ways, the Achilles heel of religions, which she shares so well.
Oh, right.
And at the same time, her belief in right, her desire to do good, is the great benefit of religion. So, it's nice that we get, I'd say, the best and worst of religion in
One
her
of the
character.
things she even talks about is how that she had told the Phantasm chick to kill Terry's parents, but she came back and decided, no, it's not a thing that you should do, and she agreed with her, saying that it was probably for the best not to have her parents killed.
There's that humility.
But it was, she understood that it needed to be, it was a ends justify the means. A lot of things in religion say, it's no longer hate the sin, love the sinner. It's just hate the sinner kind of thing nowadays. Or it was more so...
The world's gotten a little less nuanced, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But as long
as
there's still great temples and churches out there, there will always be people teaching humility.
There's this one church that my friend told me about in like New York City where they play music like all the time. Like they have a band while they pray and shit.
We do that at our temple.
Well, no. They play like legitimate music, not like like the Psalms and the fucking and the prayers. They're playing U2 and Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they have like a band come in and play, and they're like a religious band. It's awesome. I think that's awesome. I mean, like, they're a high-end church that has, like, a lot of money pumped into it so they can do that. Whatever. All right. Regardless of religion.
So, this was fascinating.
It was.
It's a whole podcast on its own, but we're going to have to move forward.
It's a whole new world.
So then Amanda Waller speaks highly of both Terry McGinnis and Bruce Wayne.
And Batman.
And says, if you want your life to turn out better than Bruce's, take care of those you love.
Yeah.
Now we fade to Wayne Manor.
Fade to black.
Terry McGinnis calls Dana at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
It's a weird call, but it tells us he's gonna propose. So it also refutes his vision of breaking up with her. This is absolute proof that
I thought that was just
it was a fantasy. It wasn't a flashback.
I thought it was the passage of time. It was they had gotten back together, like he had...
No, the director said that it was fantasy.
I mean, the director says it was fantasy, but I'm just saying that's what I had thought it was. It was the passage of time, like, Terry had gone back and, apologized to Batman, helped him out. He had gotten back together with what's her name.
So, Bruce comes in, and he's gruff, but he also made him soup.
Yeah!
Oh my god, Bruce would be such a good father. It's really sad there's no Damien in the DCAU.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He was very much like an older Jewish woman. He was like, you should go eat something. God. I made you soup.
He would have been such a good father.
It was adorable.
Aye.
He was a good father. I mean, like, not
he's
to
a
his
good
own,
father
not
in
to his
Young
own
Justice.
son. Yeah, in Young Justice, he's a great father.
In Young Justice, he's a very good father.
And they play basketball, and it was
He
great.
plays basketball, and then when Robin's really down, he takes him to a basketball game. It's nice.
It's very cute, yes.
So yes, he sees what a good father Bruce is, and that really softens him. And then Bruce has trouble opening his pills. But instead of walking away like in his fantasy, he opens them and hands them to him.
Yeah, Terry opens them for him. And then Batman, grabs a handful and just throws them in his mouth and swallows it. No water or anything. Guy's going balls deep already at, 95 years old?
You're not hardcore unless you're Batman.
You're Batman hardcore.
So
Jesus Christ, man.
So Bruce Wayne then says Kent called.
Yeah.
And he needs help with something, which it's nice to see that even in the future, Superman and Batman still help each other out.
Even after that whole Starro debacle.
Yeah. Even after the Starro debacle. So, Bruce Wayne tries to get him to eat, but Terry just wants to go because, if you have an appointment with Superman, you can eat afterwards. You get to meet Superman.
You get to do Superman things.
Bruce calls him stubborn, and Terry says, just like my old man.
Yeah.
With a smile on his face. It's quite sweet. And we end with a beautiful flight over Neo-Gotham.
Neo-Gotham. It was cute. I absolutely loved it, and I felt like it wasn't necessary, but it definitely added to it.
It was a really great episode. I liked it way more than I was expecting to.
Right. It added fantastic quality to the end of the Justice League Unlimited series. It added a fantastic ending to Batman Beyond. Even if you haven't seen the ending to that one, you can tell everything ends up okay. But really, oh my god, it's so sweet and it's like a tender freaking moment, and there's just so many good qualities to these characters that we're seeing. And then there's another season after this too, where we have more going on. Oh my god, having it end like that would have been totally fine with me, but the fact that it keeps going is well, once again, totally fine with me. They don't pull a Scrubs season 9 or anything where
I liked Scrubs season 9.
Yeah, okay. Where it just goes to shit. It keeps going on. It goes on fantastically. The next season, we have quite a bit in store for you. More characters show up. More interactions happen. We have the episode with the supposed... Oh, and actually, no, if I even start talking about that, that'll be a fucking spoiler for people that didn't see it. Go and watch the third season as well if you want to hear, if you want to understand about what we're going to be talking about next if we actually do this. But, there are a lot of good episodes. Holy shit. And one of my favorite villains, the Toy Master.
Toy Master, yeah, he's a villain.
One of my favorite villains. What was his name again? Yeah, Alzheimer's kicking in. Regardless. Do you have anything? Oh, the big question.
Yes, the big question. Should this have been part of Justice League?
Or should it have been part of Batman Beyond? I would say yes, in the fact that it should have been part of the Justice League. Because it was such an Amanda Waller episode. It was an Amanda Waller episode, and the fact that, she played such an important part in explaining everything. And if we didn't have Amanda Waller... if we didn't really understand Amanda Waller, she would have just been a reference. But now we understand Amanda Waller from the entire series, so we see more of her growth than just seeing a lot of Terry growth. And that's what made it such a great episode. And that's why it was really necessary to have her... it was necessary for have the episode be at the end of the Justice League Unlimited. So there you go. That's my understanding of it, Jordan. What's your understanding?
I think it works because Justice League Unlimited was kind of the end of the DCAU. It was this big, universe-altering, universe-ending finale, and it was great.
Yes.
And if you're gonna end it in style.
I would just. Oh my god.
I like it.
So emotional. You usually have those kind of things happen somewhere in like the middle, or well, I mean, not like an epilogue or a future thing, but when you have your most emotional scenes, you usually have them be something that drives the characters forward, give them more purpose to continue to combat whatever bad guy or problem is going on at hand. But instead, you have it doing, at the very end for no reason, just to tell a story. No
And it's a
reason
great
besides
story.
that. And it was a great story.
So, where do you put it on the list, Elliot?
I would put it very high. Here, let me go look at my list right here. Let me go take my list. Cadmus Arc Finale, The Greatest Story Never Told, which was the goddamn freaking...
Third is Ultimate.
the ultimate epilogue.
And then 4 is Clash.
I think I would put it actually above Clash. Right
Above
there.
Clash?
Above Clash.
Okay.
I still need to go and rewatch absolutely everything so I can revitalize. What?
Yep.
We handed this to me or something?
No. I'm putting it near you so you can listen to, so the people can listen to your voice better.
Oh, yes.
So for me, I'm gonna put it third, right above Wake the Dead. I think this episode can be most easily compared
Do you think we should post this
to
online?
Wake the Dead. It is posted online.
Oh, as in
Every
like...
video, it's in the description.
Oh, is it really?
Yes.
God, you're smart.
So continuing on.
Where's your thing? You're supposed to be like, oh, not enough people realize that because I'm Jordan. This is the same joke I've been using for years. Herp, derp, derp.
Yeah, that is kind of my joke.
Okay.
So, yeah. We have... I'm going to put it above Wake the Dead. I think it does everything Wake the Dead does. It's just a little bit more. Because I think if I liked Hawkgirl better than I liked Amanda Waller...
Oh, wow. We both put it as our number 4.
Yeah. So, actually, I put it as 3.
You said you put it above Wake the Dead.
Put it above Wake the Dead, so it's
So
3
it means
now.
you would put Wake the Dead down because the epilogue is 3. So if Wake the Dead had to go down, it would be 4. You
No,
put-
Epilogue is 3. I just already put it in.
Oh! I totally forgot. What the hell am I doing with my life, man?
Okay.
I totally forgot the name of the episode we are talking about.
Any last words, Elliot?
Let me see. Let me think about. This has been a fantastic adventure. I have really, truly enjoyed talking about this, and I think that everyone should do that more.
Okay. Stay beautiful.
Thank you, Wreck-It Ralph.